I just saw a video from a black woman creator, and she was talking about the Shannon Sharp situation and the expectation that we as black women be down with the struggle. And as is typical in the comments, is a black man saying, "Oh, y'all strong and independent. Y'all don't need no man, right?" And then he says, "How do you expect fatherless men to know how to be men?" And he started talking about single mothers and all this here. And I had a question. And my question to him checked me. See, this is the power of being an alchemist. And as a vocal alchemist, it is my glory and my story to always look at me first, right? Because a true witch, a true priestess's best and first work should be her fucking self. Nobody else. If you can't work you, if you can't heal you, you can't heal no damn body else. But I digress. So I said to him, why are you blaming the parent who stayed for the behavior of your father? And baby, it was like someone took a mirror and put it in my face. For years, I have held my mother accountable for choosing wrong. Right? Now, I'm not fatherless. My father married my mother and they raised us together, right? And my father was more present for me as a supportive parent than my mother ever was. She was very, very narcissistic and abusive and neglectful. But a large part of that is because there was no one pouring into her, and nobody can pour from an empty cup. So while I want to hold my mother accountable for the fuckery of my father, that don't make me no better than these BMs. We, as a race, who have all been indoctrinated and indoctrinated under religious, cultural, societal, global patriarchy, need to be aware of the fact that we are holding women accountable for the behavior of men. And as a grown-ass woman myself now, because see, as a little girl, it was one thing, and that's where it started. But I'm grown now, and I'm able to introspect, and I've also lived and had my own experiences in life and with men. I've been married, you know what I mean? Like, I've dated. I know now what I didn't know as a young, innocent little girl who was a virgin, who had not been sexually active and didn't know nothing about life. And what I know, what I know is that men will wear a mask, and as soon as they think they got you, off comes the mask. And since I know that men will pretend to be somebody they're not, that they will wear a mask to get access to you. And these men then got up on podcasts and shit and told that I don't want you, I just want an encounter with you. And they want that encounter to be as unprotected, as unself-preserving, as unself-loving as possible, because they only get pleasure from your pain. So then, when a child results of him getting the experience with you that he wanted, which is always touching your inside parts and calling your name, now he wants to shirk the responsibility because he never came to you to be a responsible adult. I have been saying this for years and people get mad at me for it. There are only two types of people on this planet. There are mothers and there are children of mothers. Everything else is a fucking fallacy. There ain't no such thing as a man. That's why they fall short of the goal that they set for what it is to be a man and a masculine energy in a global patriarchy, which is simply to protect and to provide. They fail at both. They don't want to do either. They want submissive providers. So since we know that they don't measure up to their own standard of manhood, then it only follows to say that they are children and they behave like children. No accountability, always blaming somebody else. That is because of the wounding that people experience in their infancy or in their adolescence, rather, that they never heal from, they never grow from, and they never become better as a result of. And I am talking about my own growth journey primarily because out of self comes all else. I'm thankful for y'all's arrested development helping to show me how to not be like you. And my hope is that other black women listening learn to do the same. We need to show our mother some grace. That doesn't mean that we let the broad off the hook for the fuck shit that she did that hurt us. But we are not anymore going to be blaming our mothers for the failure of our fathers. Because if black men were actual men, your mama might not have been as horrible as she was. Having to be the sole parent, the primary parent, even though it's a man in the house, you gotta be his sexy mommy and you gotta be your kid's mommy as well. That is exhausting. It's this very reason that I don't have any children and I never will. So we need to be showing some grace to the black mother. We do. That doesn't mean we let her off the hook for being an asshole. But that does mean that we no longer blame her for the failures of black men.